Hi everyone, welcome to the iSpring webinar series where every week we talk about e-learning trends, share iSpring tips and tricks, and cover clients' cases. I'm Nadia, a community manager at iSpring, and I will be the moderator for today's session. Today's webinar is dedicated to data security training and how you can create it. We will share topics that need to be included in data security training and also will give you 9 steps to create your own course. To understand this topic, I've invited my colleague from the Customer Success Department, Marat. Hi Marat, how are you doing today?
Hi, Nadia. Doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great too, and very excited about our today presentation. At this point, let me pass the mic over to Marat to start the presentation.
Yep, Nadia, thank you so much. Let me share my screen. Yep. Hi, everyone, again. Thank you for joining the today's session. My name is Marat, and I will be presenting for you today. When it comes to considering the cost of data and reputational loss versus data security training, the question isn't why, but how. Fortunately, in this webinar, we've provided you with in this webinar, um, we're going to provide you with 9 crucial steps to create an effective cybersecurity course. But before I start, I want to ask you guys a question. What are the main reasons for data security breaches, in your opinion? You can submit your responses in the chat box. Please feel free to do so. Oh, yes, yes. Users not thinking, human error. That's, by the way, true. And we're going to cover that today. Okay, any more suggestions? Right, right. User awareness, poor passwords. Yes, yes, and yes. All right, then. Okay, one more answer. Malware. That's right, that's right. So far, everything that you posted is correct. So, okay, let's move forward then. So data is every company's greatest asset. That is why its protection is core to any business's success and survival. When we think of data security breaches, what usually comes to mind is corporate espionage or illegal hacking by cybercriminals. In defense, businesses often hold down the fort by focusing on the technology side of the solution. But technology hardly can protect from the human factor. So let's face it, people do make mistakes. So you guys were right. Human error is one of the issues. According to Cybent, human error accounts for 95% of all cybersecurity breaches. That is why the best data security approaches are multi-layered. They not only include some combination of anti-malware software, VPNs, and firewalls, but also data security training to address the human risk factor. So today, I'll explain what data security training should include and how to create an online data security course on your own. To arm your employees, you'll need to enforce a strict culture of data privacy training and its principles at the core of your company's culture. You can't prevent what you don't recognize. So, therefore, to address this gap, privacy and security training topics include defining, recognizing, and responding to existing types of attacks. There are 8 most relevant topics based on today's cyber and data security landscape. They are phishing attacks, malicious software, password security, secure browsing habits, workplace social media policy, data management and privacy, environmental security controls, and clear desk policy. So let's briefly cover them. Let's start with phishing attacks. The phishing attack is one of the most important topics to cover because they masquerade as urgent emails, often from recognizable companies. Employees should learn how to identify phishing emails and put security measures in place. So yeah, that's very important, believe me. All right, malicious software. So this is the second type of problem. So it's a term for the various types of software hackers use to steal sensitive data, wreck your network and data systems, or some combination thereof, including phishing bots. Your data privacy training course should distinctly detail what constitutes unauthorized software and why and how to keep your anti-malware software updated. All right. The next topic that you need to cover is password security. Like, it's a no-brainer topic to cover, and you guys already mentioned that in the chat box. Most companies require employees to log into a variety of systems for user permission authentication. As such, this topic outlines how to create a virtually uncrackable passcode. It includes measures such as using a different password for each account. All right, moving forward. Secure browsing habits are paramount for any business that gives its employees internet access. But even the simple act of browsing opens your business up to a world of cyber attacks and data breaches if they lack proper awareness. As such, this topic includes identifying spoofed domains, ensuring the URL is prefaced with the encrypted HTTPS versus unencrypted HTTP protocol, and remaining alert about the source and developer of your download file. Modern browsers, they notify you when you are visiting a website that doesn't support HTTPS, but anyway, you need to stay alert about that. Believe it or not, but social cyberspace has also been filled with malicious actors, right? Hackers love phishing with convincing tactics like Facebook friend requests or LinkedIn invites. They can hack into business pages and profiles, steal information, and use this to manipulate any of your followers, friends, or connections, among many other techniques. Okay, data management and privacy. This is an essential topic to cover, especially as related to confidentiality training for employees. Given the intellectual property that businesses work with, as well as sensitive employee and customer data, this training topic discusses how to securely collect, handle, store, and retrieve such information in detail. This topic acquaints employees with relevant regulatory requirements and company compliance frameworks to execute data management and confidentiality properly. All right. As mentioned, rather than focusing on data stored in cyberspace, data security training covers a far broader scope that further encompasses the physical work environment and any sensitive data or documents stored within it. So it also includes who is present in the environment. As such, privacy training for employees covers how to verify the identity of third-party contractors or visitors to avoid unauthorized access to data systems, guard against shoulder surfing while typing in passwords, and log out of or shut down all systems after use. So, yep, that's also an important thing to mention. And other training topics include a clear desk policy. So if your employees use work aids like stickers, printouts, and paper documents containing any sort of confidential information that can be seen by others, then they unintentionally place you at dire risk of breaches, of data breaches. So privacy and security training that highlights the importance of clearing your desk whenever you're away from it, such as during break or after work, will ensure that employees keep visible only that which is current and necessary. Even just locking your PC when you're away or at the end of the day, yeah, might increase the level of security. Question, but how to create data security training with all these topics? One way to do it is to create an e-learning course on potential security risks and ways to protect vital data and information. Then share it with your entire staff and verify if they've retained it well. So we're going to give you 9 steps on how to create data security training using iSpring generated course as an example. So the first step obviously will be to install an authoring tool. I think at this point, your main question might be which free e-learning authoring tool to choose. So we have a guide on that very topic, and my colleague Nadia is going to share a link with all our attendees. So while she's doing that, let me just mention that there are, in fact, many such tools on the market, different in the type of output content, approach to course creation, and level of complexity. Some tools may require several months to master, but some apps can be easily leveraged even if you are not a tech geek. For example, if you want to create beautiful slide-based courses with quizzes extremely fast, iSpring Suite can be a perfect fit. Why? Because it's available as a 2-week free trial without any commitments. So that might be a good thing to go check out. So I've created this very course with iSpring Suite Max. This is an easy-to-use authoring tool that allows you to build courses right in PowerPoint, which is a great thing, and then turn them into an e-learning format. You can download it for free again to assemble your first course. And yep, all right. Let's move to step 2. That is, define your learning goals and objectives. So an important thing you need to do when creating an online course is to establish its goal. This is about what global result you want to get after your employees complete an online course. After you formulate a goal, you can split it into few learning objectives. Think about exactly what your learners should be able to do after completing the training. So here's how we did it for our course. So the learning goal, you can already see that. It's after completing the course, learners can recognize security risks and prevent corporate data from being breached. Our learning objectives are: objective number 1, employees can distinguish between safe and malicious emails. Objective number 2, employees can identify malicious websites. And objective number 3, employees can recognize malicious software that can sneak into their phone. All right. Now that we've done that, we need to create an outline of our course. So it's very easy if you have set up the learning objectives correctly. Keeping the objectives in mind, simply divide your course into respective training modules. So we decided that our course would consist of 3 modules. Going forward, later at the content authoring stage, we'll create a so-called course map slide that will unite all 3 modules of a course and serve as a navigation slide that lets learners move between the modules. So our first module of the course is emails, right? The majority of hacks happens like via emails. Second, malicious websites. And third, smartphones. All right, step number 4. Yep. So now that you've established the structure of your course, you can start mapping out the course or create a storyboard. This is a document that serves as the course blueprint and outlines the text, visuals, interactions, navigation, and other elements that will be used in the e-learning course. Here's what you might want to include in your storyboard: slide, title and name, screen text and elements, audio and video instructions, graphic instructions, interactivity, and navigation. All right, step 5, write a script. So after you have an idea of what each slide will be about, you'll need to write a script, which is the text your learners will see on the slides. Here are a few tips on how to do this correctly. Add only key information. If you want to provide more details, you can record a voiceover or support the text with media. So that's totally okay to do that. You would want to keep the text short because long paragraphs with complex sentences can make writing difficult to follow. So remove unnecessary words, break down long sentences, and most importantly, stick to the one screen, one idea rule. That's very important, just not to confuse your learners. And of course, the third rule is keep it simple and conversational. Use simple language that's easy to follow, as though you are speaking directly to your employees. A friendly tone works best, but refrain from being overly chatty. So the topic is pretty serious. In our case, we need not only to write a text for the slides, but also to add detailed feedback for correct and incorrect answers, because there's going to be a quiz in our course. This will help learners to retain information much better. Okay, step 6, decide on course design. Now that your storyboard and script are ready, it's time to think about the design of your course. If your company has a brand book, it'll be much easier for you. A so-called brand book or brand style guide provides distinct guidelines for maintaining brand identity across all aspects of the business, including employee training. If you don't have a brand style guide, you can create it your own. So define a palette of colors, fonts, and decide which icons you will use. This way, you'll achieve design consistency and your course will look much more professional. Mhm. Step 7. This step is to assemble all of the content. Find all the necessary graphics that match your design style and videos. You can also record a voiceover if needed. For our demo course, we need to create screenshots of safe and malicious emails, websites, and mobile apps, just to give them the examples. After you have all the necessary content, you just need to add it to your authoring tool. We've assembled a course with iSpring suite that we've mentioned above. And the final ninth step is to share the course with your employees. So the easiest and most convenient way to deliver a course to all your employees is via a learning management system. It will let your employees view a course online whenever they need it from any device they want and allow training professionals to automate many of the steps required for learning delivery, such as scheduling, sending out invitations, registering learners, and collecting results. If you still don't have an LMS, you can try iSpring Learn. Again, in the same manner as iSpring Suite Max, iSpring Learn LMS is available as a free trial, so 14 days for free without any commitments, just the same as it works for iSpring Suite. So you can go ahead and check it out on the website. Okay, perfect. Now you know how to create data security training. To do it even easier for you, let me show you our course as an example. I have already pre-uploaded the course in my iSpring Learn LMS account, and we will take a look at it from the user perspective. Okay, give me a moment. All right. So now let's imagine I'm a new employee And as a part of my onboarding program, I have to take the training on data security. I will go to my user portal. I'm already here. And I immediately see this course assigned to me. And it even has a due date. So I only have a few days to complete that. Mhm. I'll click on it to show you how it will look from the user point of view. Right? Launch. You can see this interactive player at the bottom. So yeah, I can use that to navigate through the course. I can also use the outline. Let's go to the next slide. Here's a media catalog with all the topics that I shared with you a couple of minutes ago. I can click on any of them to learn more information. For instance, yep, workplace social media policy. All right, I read that. Let's check out clear desk policy. Here it is. Okay. Next, I will go to the course map where we see 3 modules. The navigation is restricted here from this very slide, and I have to start with the first modules about emails. Let's click on this button, move ahead. So we can read our info here, right? And then if I click on the next button, I will be taken to the slide with a video on this very topic. Mhm. And you may have noticed that this is a YouTube video that's being downloaded in real time from YouTube. So that also might help you, keep the size of your course as small as possible so it loads faster. Okay. And lastly, there is a quiz to check the learner's knowledge. I will click on the answer option and see the instant feedback. Well, in my opinion, I actually love strong passwords, and my passwords can even look longer than this one and more complicated with all the symbols. So, yep, I'm obsessed with that. So I'm going to click here. Here it is. Perfect. Immediate feedback. All right. What should you do with this email? I think I'm going to mark it as spam. The link was saved. Yep. Okay, let me just click through the quiz so I don't spend a lot of time on this stage. Okay, your personal data is at risk. So that's the final slide that can be different, of course, based on the answers a learner um, gave in the previous questions.
Okay, so if everything is clear and we don't have any questions, I think that we can wrap up our session. Thank you very much, everyone, for coming today, for spending that valuable half an hour with us, and I hope you have enjoyed our today's session. Bye, everyone. Bye, Marat.
Bye bye, Nadia. Thank you so much for coming. Take care.